not racist. It's like we're living in the same building but split into 2 floors. I'm not racist, but there's 2 sides to every story. I wish that I knew yours. I wish we could trade shoes so we could change lives so we can understand each other more, but that'll take time. I'm not racist, but there's 2 sides to every story, and now you know mine. Can't erase the scars with a bandage. I'm hoping maybe we can come to an understanding.
On today's Think Share. Hello and welcome to the Think Share. My name is Zach. I'm here to bring to you what I've been thinking about, sharing about, talking about, listening to that doesn't belong in math class. If you're new to the channel, I invite you to subscribe. Shout out and a thank you to Black Ops' awesome game. This was a request by You Make a Vid on I'm Not Racist by Joyner Lucas. Some off the cuff kind of thoughts on it. It was a powerful video. There's certainly a ton of swearing, definitely a lot of hate between the 2 sides, but I think in total, I thought it was a really good video. One of the interesting things is that by the end of it, they'd come to the point where they could hear each other. Rather than being wrapped up in their own perceptions, they allowed themselves and each other to be heard. They took a moment to hug at the end, which was obviously symbolic, and it was like a physical representation of them coming to an understanding. I think it was really interesting as the big white dude, he sits down, during the video he's kind of like nodding his head, and there's moments when he really disagrees with the other guy, but then there's moments when he really is like, yeah, wow, like he doesn't say anything, but you can kind of see it in his face. The really important takeaway from this video is that both of them saw that they had their own perceptions, they had their own lenses to look through, and that doesn't make them the only lenses to look through. They realized that they could look through their own, and they could take a second realizing that, maybe someone else had a perception, and if only they could put on the glasses for themselves so that they could experience what it's really like. I think what we can all take away from this is that we can recognize we have our own perception, not the truth. Whenever we look at a situation, we have our own lens that we look through. I know that as a 6'5" white male with a college degree education, I know I have a certain lens, and I know I'm gonna have a different lens than a 40-year-old with a different race and a different height and a different background. All of these different perceptions are valid in their own way. There's nothing wrong with them, they're just a perception. The fact is that none of them are really the truth, because it's all through a view lens. It's really hard to look at things objectively because the only lens we have to look through is our own. Even the news is gonna have its own. A lot of people judge the different news outlets for having different sort of political views. Because there are different perceptions, the only way we can really get educated and make our best decisions is by trying to step inside of the shoes of others. And that's really the only way we're going to be able to come to agreements on things, is if we can see what it's actually like from the other side of the fence. My invitation to all the viewers out there is go find someone that you think might have a different perception, a different perspective, a different view that can educate you just on their view, and just get their view. For those of you watching, I hope you found this valuable. I hope it opens up maybe a window of some different actions you could be taking when maybe you're just making people wrong, and where you could be learning more and finding out the perceptions of other people. If you enjoyed what you saw, I invite you to subscribe. If you want daily updates when I come out with new things, hit the bell. Thank you for watching. Stay weird.